Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Garden Show, and I got to tell you something today that's very interesting. I thought today I'm going to plant a tree. My knee is hurting a little from my recent car accident, and I call it recent because it was wow. Got all these messages coming through. But here's what's going on. I got two trees I got to put in the ground today because if I wait much longer, the ground's going to freeze. Today's temperature is in my opinion, very low. What is it, about 40 degrees? And I want to get the trees in the ground before it start hitting 30 and 20 degrees temperatures outside. So what I'm going to do, since my knee is kind of giving me trouble today, I'm still going to plant these two trees. These are dwarf trees. Wait a minute. One's a dwarf tree. The other one is not a dwarf tree. But here's what's going on. I got a situation where I got a pomegranate tree, one that was is a Russian pomegranate tree, and the reason why I got that tree is because it tolerates cold better than the variety called Wonderful. Wonderful is a good tasting variety. The ones you see at the grocery store are most likely Wonderful variety. Um, but here's the problem: in Zone 7B, we get temperatures sometime in winter that'll be as low as 6 degrees, 10 degrees, and so on. And that will kill a tree. I've tried numerous times, and each time the tree would freeze to death during winter. So, what I'm going to do this time around is get my trees in the location I want them. I'm going to bring them up to the location. They're in pots now. I'm going to shake the soil loose from the roots. Once I shake that soil loose, I'm going to set it on the surface of the soil, and then I'm going to pile drive right on top of it, uh, which is soil from my compost pile and soil from my potting mix. And what will happen is the tree will root itself. I've done it many times before. It works like a charm, and the tree um, gets what it needs because the tree's roots going to always search for what we call food and water. Ergo, it's going to do exactly what I needed to do, which is it's going to plant itself. I love that. I've done it before. I've done it with apple trees. I've done it with pear trees, and it's just a great way of doing it. Hello, how you doing, Food Forest Permaculture? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. But I will say this: today it's cold here in Maryland. I'm going to go out and I'm going to plant two trees. One, as I said earlier, pomegranate, a Russian variety, and I'm going to do one is going to be a Bartlett pear tree. So I have something for the other pear tree to cross with, which is called the what is that tree called? Uh, Delicious, as sold at Stock Brothers, and it's okay. I am well and still having apples and grapes. You are doing good. That's what you're doing. But here's what we got here in Maryland: sunny and warm. Oh, in your location, right? Because here it's windy and cold. I had to do some repairs to some windows last night, and the house does feel better. Oh yes, okay. And you're okay. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I am, as I said earlier, putting new trees in the ground that I've had almost a year, and I haven't been able to put them in there because when you've had a car accident, your body needs time to heal. And that being a person of my age, it definitely takes lots of sun in the east. All right, sun in the east. But think about this for a second. I got, let me tell you what happened this year. Good to plant trees. Yes, yes. Here's what I'm thinking is interesting. I got some apples on my apple trees this year. After 6 years, I got apples. One tree bared 3 apples. Now I'm going to find out why. What's going on here? I know I planted the trees close together because they're like I meant to do them that way. They're about 22, 25 inches apart. The trees, and I did that on purpose because I was listening to Dave Wilson saying, "Yeah, plant your trees close, plant them, and they'll it'll help with the so they don't get too big." And he said that they'll plant well and they'll do well. So I got 3 apples. They were, needless to say, some of the best apples I've ever eaten in my entire life. I think the one I ate was either a Fuji or I ate it was called a Fuji or it was oh god, what is the name of that apple? Oh man, Fuji, Honey Crisp. I want to say Honey Crisp. Um, and I also have another one called Granny Smith. At any rate, the trees are doing really well. They're almost as tall as my house. And are supposed to be these are supposed to be trees that are called dwarfs. Bought at the store called Stark Brothers. And it said clearly in the label, dwarf trees. But they didn't act like dwarfs because they're almost as tall as my house. I got 250 pounds of honey crisp. That's what they are, honey crisp. I got 250 pounds on crisp of one tree. Okay, that is really incredible. Really incredible. Really incredible. I got 3 apples. And then on the other tree, I saw 2 apples. And that tree's been in the ground almost, might as well say 6 years. And it was um, 2 apples on it. Then there was another tree over in the corner I bought from a nursery. Used to be called, they're not around anymore. It's called, I want to say Sunny something, but anyway, they closed that company down because they would sell you all the wrong trees. They would also sell you trees that weren't uh, healthy, or they'd be dead when you got them. Yeah. So at any rate, um, the trees I lost uh, some trees because the difference in when vines take over, and they did take over. Vines took over and encapsulated a lot of my trees. So what I learned to do is not to top the trees off, let them grow up because they'll still get food and sun, and the vines won't be able to cap off the top and stop it from getting sunlight. At least that's my thinking. But the trees that are all apple trees, they survived. The plum trees uh, did not survive. All of them gone. Oh, and the grapes, grapevines. Yep, gone. All right. Well, that's it for me. I got to go down and pick up my groceries, which should be delivered very soon. But I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Really, I do. Oh, you order. Okay, it's not delivered as of yet. Wait a minute. Yes, it is. No, it's not. 9:28. And I'm looking through my security cameras that are right across from me, and they are saying that it still hasn't arrived yet. I'll see the car pull up, and it gives me time to make it downstairs. I must say, folks, coming back from an accident, I had no idea that it takes that long to have your body come back from an accident. I had no idea. All right, Food Farmers Permaculture. I'm going to call it, but thank you so much for stopping by. One of my favorite people on the internet, and he's an expert on gardening. Stop by, whoever sees this later. Stop by and check out his channel. This has been yours truly, the Morning Gardener.